The wings of man. Come, we will be your wings. We will set you free. Free beyond the heights of man, free to chase the sun. Hug a cloud, and though you were born on earth, to live on earth, you will be home here in the sky. The comfort and ease, your own earth, you will have up here. And Eastern will make it so. It shall be a most natural thing for you to fly.
But investigators believe, and one source said this morning, that the plane was making its turn, checking out that landing gear problem. And because of the fogginess, the pilot underwent that vertigo effect. He lost his horizon. When he realized it, it was too late. The plane dug in here and cartwheeled all the way down there, perhaps 150 yards.
Just thinking to myself, these people all survived that horrific crash. And then the first words that came out of my mouth is, "It's a pleasure to meet you, and I want you to know that I see all of you like a miracle."
Who made it possible? What power made it possible for those people to survive?
I heard a crunch, I shut my eyes, I put my head down, and I was one of the fortunate people that I walked out with, 2 arms and 2 legs, and I was standing there, and they came down and they picked us up.
And as we started around, we were making a circle, we knew that, and it just came out of a clear blue. We just, crashed, and no warning whatsoever.
You see the light flash, and that's all I remember.
Was there an explosion, Mr. Walker?
I don't remember no explosions or nothing. All I can remember is see something go bright light, and next thing we was piling up on top of one other people was hollering every which way.
Well, I was 15 years old at the time when the plane crashed into the Everglades, December 29th, 1972. I just couldn't believe that there were survivors after looking at the images of the mangled aircraft.
And I remember thinking, they literally flew this plane into the ground. It didn't crash. It was just a terrible, sad mistake.
The 3 indicators that indicate the nose gear, left and right main landing gear, the nose gear did not illuminate. Flight engineer Don Repo went down below as instructed by the captain. And somewhere during the flight, somebody bumped the control columns that broke the altitude hole. But the aircraft descended so slightly that the crew members were not aware of its descent. The captain and the first officer that were still present in the cockpit, they were trying to troubleshoot the light. They were in contact with Miami-Dade Tower. The tower asked them, "How's it going?" Not that they were descending, as they were being observed on the radar. They noticed their extremely low altitude. When the captain saw that, he immediately powered up the engines, and the aircraft tried to make a turn, but it was so low, the wing, the left-hand wing clipped the soil and flipped over.
If the moon had been out, this wouldn't have happened. And Mr. Infantino, had he given his wife her chair back, he wouldn't be here. It would be her talking to us now.
I was 27 years old. And when you're laying in the water, knowing that you're severely injured and you can't get up, pitch dark, no moon, no stars, water up to your chin, butt naked, just your top of your head is over the water. And you can't hear a pin drop. And I knew right away we had crashed.
It was so sudden. It was like sitting here and the ceiling falls on your head, you know. It wasn't any warning, any turbulence, anything that could give you a sign that there was anything wrong. And then I don't remember anything else because I passed out. I had 14 stitches back here in my left of my head. The doctor said I passed out because there were probably pieces of metal, of fuselage that hit me because the cuts were so neat.
When I woke up, I said, where's my arm? I can't find my arm. My arm was away from my body. And I go like this. And I go like this. I says, oh my God. My fingers went inside my bicep. So I pulled it up by my wrist. I brought it to my arm like this. I never forget it. I stayed like this for almost 5 hours. And then I tried to get up and I couldn't move.
She stood me up and that hurt because I didn't know I had a broken pelvic fracture, the right. And of course, in the movement of standing up,
Easter was a big, big part of this community. You'd see them everywhere. And to think that this had happened and probably a whole big part of this population doesn't know, I think it's important.
Finally, through contacts with the city of Miami Springs, Ron made the contact with Mayor Billy Bain and the city manager, William Alonzo, and proposed the idea that we'd like to do something, house this memorial somewhere in the city of Miami.
Well, we were very blessed to have Miami Springs because Miami Springs is more or less the birthplace of aviation. Ever since the onset in the 30s, it's always been a place for aviation to find a home. So it's a perfect location for a memorial where people who had something to do with Eastern are all around.
It takes a lot of backup support to get the Wings of Man off the ground. 13,000 local employees to be exact. And Eastern Airlines, as Dade County's largest private employer, contributes over $300 million a year in payroll to the South Florida economy.
It became more of a spiritual thing and not so much just about the arts. Now it was about how can we help these people get this memorial that has taken so long to put forth.